What's going on, guys? Time Brothers back here with you. As promised, we're back with our second part of our rifle reviews here that we tend to hunt with. As in the deer season, we're going to be kind of going over what we're planning on switching through the year here to get ready for next deer season. You can't ever have too much preparation, in our opinion. But that being said, let's jump on right into it. This here, as you can see, is probably one of the biggest debates that's ever been in cartridges for deer hunting. I know a few years ago, the old 6.5 Creedmoor made its debut, and it's kind of been on ever since. I know there's a lot of die-hard 308 hunters, and I can't blame them. I mean, I have nothing against the old 308. I personally have never owned one, but I have a lot of buddies that do. Austin, that hunts with me here on Time Brothers, he has a 308. He loves it. That's great. I can't preach that enough. If you like the 308, you're comfortable with it, that's what you need to shoot. But I'm going to flat out tell you, this 6.5 Creedmoor round, I ain't never found nothing wrong with it. Now, yes, I'll be completely honest. I have shot a deer, probably one of the bigger deer I've ever shot at in my life. Hit it, didn't find it. Is that the bullet's fault, though? No. I didn't hit the deer right in the right place. And that's Isaac's fault. Any gun that you shoot a deer with, if you don't hit the deer in the right place, make an ethical shot on it, it's either going to be a very long track or it's going to be a non-recover. And as a hunter, that is the worst feeling that you could ever have, because you don't want to make nothing suffer no longer than it's got to. And y'all that have deer hunted for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. But the 6.5 Creedmoor, I've killed deer all the way out to 250 yards with it. I've killed deer all the way back into 40 yards with it. And I can tell you, if you put it on the money, it does its job. Especially in the shell that I have found that patterns the best in my rifle is Winchester Deer Season XP. You can see here, this is Deer Season XP Copper Impact, and we'll go over that in just a second. But the Deer Season XP, it's pretty reliable on being able to find ammunition. It's a fairly decent cost. You can go down to your local Walmart, the old redneck paradise, as some people may say. Pick it up pretty easy usually. I know here in North Carolina right now it's running around $33 to $30 a box, something like that, typically. But you have to find the right bullet for your gun. That's something that I can't preach on enough. You may go to the range and these Winchester shells here, when you put them through your rifle, may not just be the best bet. And that's perfectly understandable on some guns. I know Barnes makes a very good bullet. I know Hornady makes a very good bullet in the ELDX. That's the only one I found that I like, really. There is tons of ammo out there, and I can't harp on that enough to you new hunters, to you old hunters. I know you're probably set on the old Remington core locks, which I have no problem with. I've killed tons of deer with those out of an older rifle that I have. But this right here is the best that patterns out of my gun, and I know that through experience of shooting it over and over and over again at the range, just to make sure that it does its job. Now, that being said, let's get on into the 6.5 Creedmoor here in itself. As y'all know, like I was talking about, comes to the 308 pretty much. The 308 has just a little bit bigger caliber of a bullet on top. The 6.5's neck down a little bit more. The cons versus the 308 that I've found, it has a little bit more recoil than the 6.5 Creedmoor. The 308, I know, probably has a little bit more knockdown or kinetic energy behind it, and that's great. But like I said, it's all about finding what is comfortable to you to shoot. This gun right here, I would highly recommend any woman or child that is getting into hunting or has been hunting through their teenage years to definitely give it a try. The recoil on it in this 125 grain bullet through Winchester is unbelievable. It's kind of hard to believe. I know a lot of people when they started out hunting, it's 243. I personally started with that 6mm Remington, like I was saying, the older rifle. And I can tell you right now, they both have more recoil at 100 grains than this 125 grain 6.5 Creedmoor does. Now, I'm not knocking the 243. It's a great gun. I love it. Like I said, I killed a lot of deer with it. If you don't know, 6mm Remington is the same thing, just in a different neck down just a little bit more. But the 6.5 Creedmoor here, light recoil, comes out of the muzzle with the 125 grain bullet through the Winchester shells at 2,850 feet per second. I mean, that's moving pretty good for a little old bullet like a 6.5 Creedmoor shell. If you haven't yet, I would highly recommend checking it out. I believe you can get them all the way up into 155 grains. I know a lot of people like to hunt with that little heavier bullet, but I've always stuck with the 125 grain. It hasn't failed me but that one time. And like I said, that was my fault of mishitting the deer. So if you're getting into hunting, have a wife that hunts, have a kid that's been hunting and wants a new gun, get them in the woods, get them a 6.5 Creedmoor, let them try it out. Like I said, get them out, let them practice with it, get their shots in, and go do your thing. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go out and hunt grizzly bears or elk or stuff like that. That's what we have our bigger rifles for. I found a pretty good deal on these copper impact shells. That's why I ended up buying them instead of the regular XPs. And I'm going to plan on doing my varmint hunting with this rifle from now on, like I said, because I have the PRC. But that's a review on the 6.5 Creedmoor. It has been a very good round to me. Hope y'all will check it out if you haven't yet. Hope it clears up a little bit of stuff as far as a 308 for you. Like I said, we have no issues with either one of them. But find that gun that you're comfortable shooting. Can't preach on that enough, especially to younger hunters. Make sure you have a gun that you know what it's going to do when you pull that trigger. God bless y'all. We'll be back on the next one with the 270 Winchester. One of my all-time favorite rounds. I know it's an old round, but we love it, still love it, and going to continue to use it. But y'all hang out with us. Thank you for watching. If you hadn't yet, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button with you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.